So I don't know if you saw the movie I, Robot with Will Smith or if you've read the book, but it looks like we're getting closer to those days when robots are actually moving in among us like, domestic servants or whatever. And it raises some interesting questions. First and foremost, even if it is possible that you can have a robot that can, quote, think for itself, at what point would we start assigning rights to such creatures? What makes it a being a being? Isn't it the fact that it is somehow self-aware? Are we going to start awarding the same kind of rights and protections to animals that we might award to robots? Is it because they're created in our image as opposed to us being created in God's image? You see, there's so many things about this that are disturbing to me. I mean, obviously, anything that saves time, that reduces the workload of a regular human being is generally applauded. I mean, the fact that we can wash our clothes in a machine instead of having to go down to the river and scrub them on the rocks, or the fact that we can pump water up out of a well using an electric pump instead of having to go down there and lower a bucket and do it all by hand. These are good things, right? So why not take it to the next level and create robots that go and do nothing more than the task that we assign for them? Where it gets tricky is this issue of thinking machines. And the fact that we have somehow relegated our thinking processes, our own human thinking processes, to just simply being a matter of a computer. Like somehow we have this internal machine that just figures out whether a decision is profitable or not profitable. And I think that that's part of the problem, is not elevating machines as much as it is tearing down people. I know an awful lot of folks that think of their bodies as if they're machines. Oh, I got sick. I need to go change my oil. Oh, I'm working on this part over here. And I know that there are some folks that are talking about even cyborg kind of things, where you're going to be replacing not just joints, but even hearing or part of the brain with robotics. It raises some interesting questions for me, because we are remaking ourselves in our own image as opposed to recognizing that all human beings are created in God's image. Whatever defects we might have, whatever flaws, whatever not quite perfections, we all have value. And when we start assigning value to machines, I think we start devaluing human life. I mean, think about it. If a person is only good for cleaning, if a person is viewed as a household servant, if a person is viewed as subhuman because they are just a member of this servant class, isn't that where an awful lot of these problems are coming from? This is where my thought process is leading, and if you have something that will help me on my way to seeing through, I'd appreciate hearing from you. Send me an email, steve@radiofreespeech.com.